The Oxford Learner's Dictionary can offer you more than just the meanings of new words. It has some really cool free vocabulary and grammar resources you didn't know existed and you want to check out. Hey, my fellow English learner! You're watching Fluent English with Lady Giraffe, and I'm Olga. So here's the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. I'm gonna call it Oxford for short. It's a great dictionary, by the way, apart from demanding payment for collocations. I'm still salty about it. We'll start with pictures. If you're a visual person, you might find this section useful to help you learn vocabulary. Nothing super serious, just a bit of fun. If we click on battlements, for example, we can see pictures and words that describe different parts of a castle and different types of buildings. Another fun visual resource is called Videos and 360-degree interactive images. There are a few different images you can click on and learn new vocabulary. Let's click on Castle and expand the picture. You can look around and learn words like main entrance, turret, courtyard, and grounds. You can even learn these words' pronunciation. And the videos here are short and in perfect British English. There are not a lot of them, and personally, I don't see the point. There are so many wonderful videos on YouTube on any topic imaginable. And now let's practice some grammar. Learn and practice grammar is an interesting tool, although at first glance there are not a lot of activities here. The topics you can practice are some tenses and some determiners. But every topic is quite a few subtopics, and all of them have a bunch of different types of exercises. They seem to be carefully chosen and crafted, and I think you'll benefit from doing them all. I recommend you do the exercises first and only then read the theory. In this way, you'll find gaps in your knowledge and you'll know what you want to tackle next. I hope Oxford will expand this section with grammar activities in the future. More tenses, maybe articles, subject-verb agreement. That would be fantastic. So we've found a great tool to boost our grammar skills. But what about vocabulary? Since we're using a great dictionary, we have access to some really cool vocabulary resources. One of them is the Oxford Text Checker. You can put any text here and find out how common the words in it are. You get the CEFR level for vocabulary from A1, beginner, to C1, advanced. Some words can belong to different levels when they are a noun, verb, adjective, etc. You can use this tool to check how difficult an article or a paragraph from a book is, or you can also check your writing. And that's not all. Go to Activities and tap the words you want to learn once, highlighting them. Or use filters in the top right corner to highlight words of a certain level. After that, click on Create a Word List and export. Now you have a neat PDF file with a list of words of your choice. Not only that, but you can also practice these words. You can create 2 variations of the same exercise. Again, you enter your text, highlight the words, click on Create an Exercise, and the type of it. You can export it by tapping the Export button. Another resource you can use to expand your English vocabulary is usage notes. These notes are gold if you want to make your writing and speech as natural as possible, especially if you're studying for an English exam or just want to learn how to use the most common academic words properly. AWL means an academic word list. And for these words, you can find collocations in this dictionary. They're simply amazing. The bad thing is there are not a lot of words here. Grammar notes will help you learn more about some words and stop making mistakes that are very common among English learners. From the language bank notes, you'll learn to express your ideas with maximum clarity and precision. If you're studying for IELTS, TOEFL, or any other kind of exam, these notes will undoubtedly help your essays become better. More about will give you more context surrounding a few words. Nothing important if you ask me, but good to know. Thesaurus will help you with synonyms. I love that it explains the differences between possible synonyms and provides some context. And using patterns at the end of thesaurus is a great way to enrich your speaking and writing in English. Topic collocations show you, collocations surrounding a certain topic. If we click on the word break, we can learn a lot of different ways to become injured. There is a huge advantage to learning vocabulary in this way. You're not learning just one word, but a whole phrase that makes sense on its own. And it's much easier to memorize new vocabulary in context. With vocabulary building, you'll expand your vocabulary even more. Which word will help you use the words without any mistakes in grammar or punctuation. And word family just shows you different words that can be created from a certain word. Now let's go from resources to topics. If you want to fill in some gaps in your vocabulary knowledge on the most common topics, this is a place for you. You can see the word, its part of speech, its level, and its pronunciation. To learn more, just tap the word. You can use filters to find all the words on a specific topic of a certain level. Once again, it's a very useful resource for all of you preparing for an English exam. One other way to improve your English vocabulary is to use word lists. Usually, I don't recommend relying on any lists with words without context, but they can have some uses. The lists in Oxford have carefully chosen words that you need to know at a certain level of English. Just don't download a list and learn all the words in it one by one without context. Use this list as a foundation, as a basis for figuring out what kind of words you want to explore and learn. If you're an intermediate English learner, start with the Oxford 3000. If you're an advanced English learner, you want to download the Oxford 5000. These are the most important words you want to learn in English. If you're interested in academic vocabulary, download OPAL, Oxford Phrasal Academic Lexicon. With these lists, you can easily improve both your academic writing and academic speaking. The Oxford Phrase List is something you definitely want to check out. It has nothing to do with academic English. You can become more fluent and eloquent when speaking English with this list of 750 most common phrases, idioms, phrasal verbs, collocations, and useful phrases. Every time you practice speaking in English, you can include a few phrases from this list. Of course, it's important that you research and learn the phrases beforehand. Maybe I should start incorporating them in my videos. My word lists, unfortunately, is something that we won't have access to unless I pay for yearly subscription. The way it works, basically, when you're looking a word up in Oxford, you have an option to click on this star button and add this word to your own word list. And then you can practice these words in your own time. You can definitely create your own word lists without this expensive feature in Oxford. Actually, I find that writing down vocabulary works much better for me. Anyway, even if you have a word list, how do you actually learn English vocabulary? One very fun and easy way to do it is through a story. I explain how in this video. Tap the like button and see you next time with more awesome language content.